Now, over the years, our attention span has gotten shorter and shorter, and creators have to grab attention faster and faster.
Right guys, today is episode 7 of the Iman Gadzhi animation style tutorials. Today I will show you how to do this animation. First we're gonna head to Google and get us some images for the animation inside of train picture 3. Then go on any site, just try out a few. I think free pack will be the best one. Then we will go with this one. This is fine. Download it free. Now we also want to get the backdrop, like a skyline. I will choose this one, download. Then we'll need a character on the phone. Alright, I will just choose this one, character on phone standing on free pick. Then go on here, then you can also press remove background. And then we will download it as a PNG. One more thing I want to do before I drag everything in the After Effects composition. I want to remove the window on the train picture. So go in here, go on the option selection tool, it's very helpful. Here like this, select it, click on the grid symbol and then just remove it. It's perfect like this. Then go on the top, export as PNG and I'll select the download and replace the image. Now I'll rename everything. This is the train, that's the skyline, and I also want to edit this, so I only have the character I need. Take this one, delete the rest. Also make sure that the shadow at the bottom is removed, like this. It's perfect. Now I can also right click, quick export as PNG, then replace it again. Go on it and rename it to character, doesn't matter. Then drag all the pictures into the assets folder. Go into After Effects, drag it in. Also make sure that the composition is sorted. I'll put everything into the pictures. Drag the train on the top. Make sure to press right click. There's a little trick to scale it perfectly on transform and then fit to the comp width. So now it's exactly on the sides, maxed out. The character will be in front, standing here in the middle or something to the side, and scale it down. 94, like this is good. Then the skyline, scale it down so it matches to the train. Now go on the train and I want to change up the colors. So I go to effects and presets, go into saturation, turn down saturation to 0, drag it onto the skyline, also to 0, and for the character the same. Now I want to apply the 3-tone effect, make it red like this. 10, blend with original, also paste on the train, and here we want to blend it more to around 80 and change the color to blue, like this, so it matches. Also paste this to the skyline, animate everything, so I press right click and add a null object and parent everything I created to the null. Go to around 4 seconds, keyframe the scale and the position with S and P, then press U to reveal the keyframe properties, go to the beginning, scale it in like this, maybe a little bit up. Also enable the proportional grid, try it like this. It's all centered up, so it looks good. Then to the back, and we want to scale it in a little bit, so it's not fully scaled out. Go to the flow plugin at the top, select the keyframes, play around with the easing. All these presets can be found in the description, bought on my website, but you can also recreate them yourself if you want. I will try the smooth L easing. It's kind of too slow, so I'll put it to 3 seconds. Use it. Like this looks good. Also now we want to animate the skyline. Just go to the skyline, press P, separate the dimensions and play around with the X position. This will be the side axis. Make a keyframe on the end, drag it to the left where it will end. Then go to the beginning, drag it to the left. Also I want to scale a little bit more in so we have more wiggle room to play with. Scale it down, like this is fine. Scale to around 41, drag it all the way to the side, keyframe to the end. So this is how it looks for now. Put the position a little bit up. You just have to play around till you get how you want it to look. Like that is fine. Now I want to animate the character, press on the character, go to effects and presets, go to CC Bandit, put it on the layer. Then take the anchor point on the top, put it to the above the hair, then play with the bend thing. But basically we want to animate it so it goes from left to right. Make a keyframe at the beginning, press U to reveal the keyframe properties, go to maybe 1, then drag it to 5, then go a little bit back, drag it to -4, then to 0, then press Option, press on it, then loop out so it repeats. itself. Like this looks good, but you also have to check that the puppets don't fuck up the animation. For example, here it crosses into the border layer, and how we fix this is we have to go to the effect and you have to add CC Reptile, this one, then make sure it says none, and then we can add 500 in every direction. Basically it extends the border and drag it above the effect. So now as you can see, it's fine. Now I want to add some effects to the footage. Basically press right click, add adjustment layer, go to effects and presets. This will be a vignette, this one, put it around 80. So rename this will be the vignette. This is the zoom. Now we will add a black light. That's also what we did in the past videos, but I will show you how to do it. Press right click, make a solid, make sure it's black like this. Then drag it up to the middle. Also make sure the snapping is enabled, then it will snap to all the corners of the proportional grid. It's very useful. Then you go to the effects and presets, add fast box blur, this one. Toggle the switch in mode, then you press on the star. It's like continuously rasterize, so basically the effect goes over the layer border. This is what we want for the effect. Turn it up to 200. Then drag this one behind the character and also make sure to add the parent, like it should be linked to the zoom effect, like this. Perfect. You want to animate it so it comes from the top down. Separate the dimensions, make a keyframe where it should be finished, around 4. Go to the Y position, go to the beginning, drag it up. You can also add some easing onto it, flow plugin. As you know, all the presets can be found in the description. Double click on it, then it's also applied. Also I turn on the iterations to 2, because then it's more straightened out, like this. I add some text to visualize what he's saying. It always depends on the video, but this is about attention span, so we want to make a new and a text like this. Type out attention span in 1860s. Change the color to white and the font to Montserrat, because it's the best font for the style, hands down. With medium, then we go on the time, the style of the font to extra bold, like this. Also make sure on the paragraph settings, it's set to left, the lining. Also click on the anchor point tool, press command, double click it, and the anchor point is in the middle. This will be at the top left here. And then we will duplicate the text with command D, drag it to the right here, and change the attention span in 2023, like this. It's perfect. Now we want to animate the line, so you select at the top left the pen tool, click in the top left of the image, and make sure you have selected nothing at the bottom. And when you click it, don't release the mouse button, stay on it, so you have like these controls, so we can make it smooth. And then one behind the character, like this, and then one below the text. Now the fill color we will remove, and the stroke color to white, like this. Turn up the stroke maybe to 40. Play around with the controls so it looks good. Also make sure you deselect the pen tool, or else you will make more pins, which we don't want. Something like that. Put the text up so it doesn't interfere. Also make sure to select all the things we just made and parent it to the zoom, so it's the same zoom as the other stuff. We want to make the animation start at 2, so I will make a marker at 2 and finished at this point. Make a marker here. Also the stroke of the line I will turn on to 20 and change up the line cap so it's rounded. Also want to play around in the settings of the line. Go into the taper effect and we want to drag it down so it shrinks in the beginning and becomes thick at the end. Like this is a perfect effect. Just put the start to 75. Next step is to animate the line. So we want to make it build up, and the text also. For the text we'll just use Animation Composer. So select both the text, go to Animation Composer, text presets, transitions of the words, this one. Select the fade in position, use the ease fade position together for the in, like this. It's perfect. Make sure it matches up with the things he says in the video.
The span has gone in shorter and shorter. And creators have to...
Now select the shape layer. Basically how we want to do it, just open it up and press on the add button. Want to add a trim paths to the shape layer. Keyframe the end, go to the beginning and drag it down to 0.
And has gone in shorter and shorter.
For this we will also select the keyframes and add some easing, just play around. I will try the smooth L easing.
Span has gone in shorter and shorter.
Want to make the animation longer until like this, the whole duration.
Span has gone in shorter and shorter.
This is perfect. Also rename the shape layer, this will be the line, and change the modes so you can select the track matte. And for a track matte we will select the character like this, re-enable it so you can see the woman, then change the matte so the line will appear behind the woman. Like this is perfect. Also, one more thing I like to do in this style, toggle the modes and enable the motion blur in every layer, like this. Finalize it with some effects to touch it up. So we'll add an adjustment layer. And we want to add some chromatic aberration, so just add quick chromatic aberration. It's a free plugin from escripts.com. You can just get it for free, Google it. Turn it up to maybe 2. So as you can see, it separates the RGB of the layers. Then select the text and we'll add a deep glow. It's also from escripts.com, but this is a paid plugin. Then turn the radius to maybe 250 and the exposure to 0,05. Copy this to the other text and the line, like this is perfect. Now you want to select all the layers, press right click, pre-compose and name this to maybe train animation, like this, and go to effects and presets and add posterize time and put it to 12. And now the animation is finished like this. So this is how the full animation looks now.
Over the years, our attention span has gotten shorter and shorter, and creators have to grab attention faster and faster.
If you have any question about this animation or this video, drop in the comments. If you have any suggestions for the next video, also drop in the comments. Bye guys. In the description below you will see a link to eberdefer.com. This website has a full range of digital assets that can improve your work significantly. Not only do we provide tools to streamline your workflow and take your projects to the next level, but we also have editing freedom, a paid community that connects you with like-minded video editors, content creators and entrepreneurs from around the world. Inside Editing Freedom you will gain access to support from successful entrepreneurs, editing job offers and a network of ambitious individuals all striving to scale their skills and businesses as quickly as possible. If you have any further questions on any of the products, message me on the email on the website. It's time to improve your workflow and take your career to the next level.